Alright, today's video is going to be about vintage records that I paid only $1 a piece for. I'm usually an antique dealer in general, but one of the things I specialize in is records. And no, that doesn't mean I'm claiming to be an expert on the subject, because I'm certainly not, but if somebody says they have a bunch of records they want to sell, I would say to them, well, I generally pay $1 a piece for them. And if they're not scared off by that lowball offer, then I will go check them out. Well, sometimes I say I'll pay $2 a piece. Sometimes I say $1 to $3 a piece. But in any case, today's video is about $1 records. So here we go. Flock of Seagulls, early new wave band from 1982, 83 era. This guy I met this guy at a bottle show and he had probably almost 2,000 records at his house. And he didn't seem to want them anymore. I mean, he says if I don't buy them, he might just throw them away. He said his father bought them at various auctions throughout the years, and there were just all kinds of different records. Mostly kind I had no interest in, but I was surprised when I found some new wave and punk rock albums in there. I remember seeing the video for this band on MTV back around 1983. Yeah, I don't see punk rock albums for sale out in the wild very often at all. Never. This is the first time. So I was pretty excited to get some of these, even though I don't really know this band very well at all. But I know for $1 it's a great deal. Now this is a band I'm very familiar with. Extremely familiar with. In my opinion, the best punk band that ever existed. And this is their first album, and it's super classic. Anybody who's into punk rock music would definitely want to have this. It's got a bit of a crease there, but for $1, definitely going to buy that. And here's another great one. I have this album already in my collection, but definitely going to pick up a second copy at that price. Somebody was selling it for $10 at one point. I don't know about some of these pictures in here, but yeah, this is definitely one of the most classic punk rock albums ever made. And then we go to Andy Gibb. Yeah, they sure had a lot of variety in this collection. I don't even know why I bought that one, really. It had $1 on it way back in maybe 30 years ago at somebody's garage sale. Hopefully I'll be able to make something off of it. And Bananarama, another 80s new wave type band. It's got a lot of wear on it, but don't see that kind of stuff out there for sale very often. I know I can get at least $5 for it. Interesting. Bruce Springsteen. Not a big fan of his music, but it's not just about what I like, it's what the consumer likes. $3.49 when it was brand new. I'm confused. I was buying records back in the early 80s and I remember they costed twice that much. So why would it be so cheap unless he's not very popular? But he is, so I don't get that price. DJ Jazzy Jeff. Some people are gonna like this. The Fresh Prince, remember that show? And this one of Linda Ronstadt, still in the wrapper. Some people say it's bad to keep them in those wrappers, but it makes it proof that it's in near mint condition. At least the sleeve anyway. I'm not going to take all these records out and show them to you. Some of them were scratched quite badly, actually. I picked out maybe twice as many as I actually am showing you. But at the end of the day, I looked them over and said, nope. There's way too many that are in rough shape. Too many scratches on the vinyl. Okay, there's another new wave band. Wouldn't expect to see this too often out there. So yeah, that's definitely worth more than $1. And then we have another one by the Circle Jerks. I remember buying this album when it first came out around 1986. And I have seen this band in concert 7 times. I've actually filmed them. In case you're a fan of them, check them out on YouTube. Anything that says Circle Jerk San Diego, that's footage filmed by me. We have Prince. I don't know. Am I a Prince fan? No, not exactly. Prince is alright, I guess, but not my kind of music exactly, but I don't dislike him. So, Prince albums, I'm sure will sell. Opens up into a big picture display there. And another super classic punk rock album. The Sex Pistols, the first official punk band to exist. Arguably, of course, but yeah, you don't see these out there at garage sales and stuff like that very often. Okay, here we go with another Sex Pistols. I'm not familiar with this one. It has a price tag from England, possibly? Sue the Catwoman? Yeah, I've seen her in that other album, but what's the story with her anyway? A little bit messed up on the back right there, but definitely would not pass it for $1. Okay, we got Michael Jackson, Bad. I don't know how many millions of these they sold, but sometimes serious record collectors would say, yeah, we look for the rare records. And I'd be like, I don't know what those are, and I don't want to spend hundreds of hours researching them and hardly ever find any anyway. I'm just going to deal in what I know is going to sell. If I can turn this $1 investment into $10, then I'm fine with that. Then we got New Edition still in the wrapper. Isn't that band that was supposed to be considered Jackson 5 copies style? I think we got Public Image Limited. But, oh yeah, there was a few that were missing the records. It's just the sleeve, so I've got it for free. Then we got Blondie, a super great album, but it's just that. And then we got maybe the best record ever made, but it's missing the actual record. But still, plenty of people would like to hang that on the wall, including me. Okay, then we got the Blondie album. Also, no record in it, but a great wall hanger. Super classic, late 70s, 1980 maybe. Then we got Nick Gilder, Hot Child in the City. Great song, one-hit wonder. Then we got Olivia. I'm not even sure if I've ever seen this particular album cover. And when she died, I had several albums of hers, and I put them on eBay immediately thinking, oh, I'm going to make a lot of money off of them. But nope. They didn't go anywhere in value. Okay, then we got Scandal. Remember the video for that? Did you see it on MTV back in 1983 or 84? Hard to believe she was invited to sing for Van Halen. I wish she would have, because that would have been very interesting. And seeing that I don't really like any of the Van Halen with Sammy Hagar singing, then yeah, I would have loved to have seen that. Okay, we got something old school here. Totally different than New Wave. But with a cover like that, couldn't go wrong for $1. Then we got Bow Wow Wow. Just a blank white one for DJs only, not for sale. Don't know how that'll sell, but okay, we got Lisa Leeson, Cold Jam. Popular mid-80s band. Okay, we got Samantha Fox. Yeah, I should be able to sell that one. And then lastly, we got Men at Work, another new wave album that was super popular in the early 80s. So yeah, I might be going a little bit faster than the rest of these guys that are talking about their record for like 30 seconds to a minute each. Anyway, this guy had literally 2,000 records. He had them stacked up like this on the cement floor of his garage, 6 feet high. And I was like, oh my god, you're not supposed to store them like that. That's like 200 pounds of pressure smashing down on the ones on the bottom. I didn't even get around to looking at those. There was a bunch of junk in front of them and I couldn't really get to them anyway, and pressed for time, so I just looked at the 1,000 that were in the other place. Okay, here's some more $1 records from a different source. Willie Nelson. It's in pretty good shape. Really good shape, so worth more than $1. The Best of Kansas. Well, I guess if I'm going to listen to Kansas, the Best of album is the one I'm going to want to listen to. And I'm not really that familiar with Molly Hatchet, but gotta love that cover art. Could hang it on the wall. And another in the series of the same theme of artwork on that one. Yeah, I really can't think of any songs by this band, but I'm more into 1978 and newer music. We got ZZ Top. Okay, what album is this? Yeah, I don't know that much about that band either, but they do have a few good ones. REO Speedwagon. Yeah, another popular band in 1982. And lastly, we got Tom Petty. It's in very nice condition. So that's it for this one. Finding records for $1 out in the wild. It still happens.